Here knows I'm not really a public speaker, so I'm not a politician, but I'm just trying to hopefully bring some good to the county. And I'd like to thank Mr. Smith and the Tea Party for inviting us here, and inviting the members of the community to come in to see what we have to say. First of all, I'd like to talk about myself a little bit. I was born and raised here in Mecklenburg County, been here for 50 years. Raised on a farm. I was brought up the old school way. You got to work for what you get. I was on a tractor when I was 6 years old, so those of you here that know, you, my daddy, knows it wasn't no play out there. I married, ended up marrying my high school sweetheart in the 9th grade, Connie. And I don't have any biological children, but she has 3 children, which are my stepchildren, and I have a godchild. And between my goddaughter and Connie's daughter, we have 7 grandchildren coming on. So needless to say, that's one of the things that struck my interest in running for Board of Supervisors, because I want these children to, I want to do what I can do to bring these children around to being able to get a good education here in the county and be able to come back and work and make a living here in the county. I started my own business over 25 years ago, and this cell phone tower construction, and from that I was fortunate enough to be able to start 3 more companies, which I still own 4 businesses as I speak. I've employed on average 45 employees, and I just sold a couple of my store businesses, not real estate, but the businesses, and so now my employees have dropped down to about 25 to 30. Of course, in construction it fluctuates a little bit. I served on many boards, from Ducks Unlimited to Quails Unlimited, all wildlife organizations. Past president of the Lake Country Rotary Club, past president of the Lake Country Home Builders Association, which I still serve on that board. And just briefly, the Lake Country Home Builders Association, one of the main things that objectives that we were trying to do there was to bring building trades back into the high school, simply because a lot of these students coming along nowadays are not going to have the opportunity to go to college. And we think they need a good trade. And I think there's a demand for some young electricians and plumbers and carpenters and masons and so forth. I'm a sponsor and contributor to many different organizations. Just to name a couple: Patrick Henry Boys and Girls Home is dear to me. CMH Community Memorial Hospital, support the Chase City Ballpark, and yeah, we have played an instrumental in getting the scoreboard down there, electronic scoreboard for them. Of course, I sponsored South Hill, Parker Field, and we've done some stuff in Clarksville too. Also the Mecklenburg Community Services complex. I keep getting it mixed up, because at one time it's the Clarksville Enrichment Center, and then they keep changing around on me, but I support that too. My issues that I'm running on, needless to say, it's a no-brainer. Jobs. We got to have jobs in this community, in this county. I mean, that's what makes everything tick. It builds up the tax bases. It supports the economy, and that's the #1 issue: is jobs. Along with that, we got to have a good education system here, and we got to have a school system and education system that's second to none, because companies are not going to want to bring their operations here and set up operations without having a good school system for their top management to bring their families in, and all the owners to come in. The third thing is, we're fortunate here in Mecklenburg County that our property taxes, real estate taxes, are fairly reasonable. I think that's a good thing, and I think we need to try to keep it that way. There's a lot of people in the county that live on fixed income, and they can't really afford the taxes to go up. And just because somebody thinks we need something, I'm not saying that we shouldn't ever have to raise taxes, but I think it ought to be looked at real hard before we ever have to do it. The fourth thing is accountability on the taxes that we are paying. I think that money should be spent wisely. This is not Boyden's money to spend. This is the people's money to spend. And I think it ought to be spent wisely and people ought to be held accountable for their positions in handling this money. I'm going over the board for Board of Supervisors, not for Norman Wagstaff. I'm going to represent the people of the 8th District and their children and their grandchildren coming along. And with that being said, I listen to ideas, I welcome comments, suggestions. I'm open. I'm open to listen to them now. I get to see the Board of Supervisors of the 8th District, I'll still be open to listen to them. And I'm the type of person, I believe in making things happen, not just talk about them. That's the way I've been all my life. I'm not looking for a career in politics. I've never claimed to be a politician, and I don't really care to be one. But if I think I can help the community and the county advance, I would like to do that, and I feel like I can. And if I get in there and run one term, I'll serve one term, and I see where I'm not doing anything to advance or benefit the county, then I'm willing to step out of the way. And if I do see where I'm doing something that's helping the county and helping progress here in Mecklenburg County and the people of Mecklenburg County, then I'll serve 2 terms. But I'm not looking for a career in politics.
Any questions?
With that being said, I want to say my opponents, both of them, they're real good people. I think what I have to bring to the table is my business background, diversified in different fields of business. And I feel like with that, creating jobs and balancing budgets for over 25 years, that I can, that experience will help me along to serve people. Thank you.